Hello everyone, welcome into another video, and today I'll be talking about the Winter Olympics. So if you guys didn't know, the Winter Olympics got underway today, and this time the Winter Olympics are taking place in Milan and Cortina. And we did have the open ceremony today, and it went pretty smooth overall. I don't think the open ceremony wasn't really too bad. I only did watch the flag barrier of the open ceremony. That's like the only thing I like about the open ceremony is the flag barrier when they do like their nations, the parade of nations. I find that interesting, to say the least. But the other stuff, I really don't care at all. The performances, I don't really have a strong interest in that. But the only thing I like about is the whole um, parade of nations, and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't really too bad today for the open ceremony. So yeah, so the Winter Olympics, it's gonna it's gonna take place for the next 2 weeks. So in Milan, you will have your ice hockey, um, your skating events, and then in Cortina, which is somewhere in the mountains of Italy, they're gonna have their snowboarding and have their like skiing events over there in Cortina. So basically, two cities um, are hosting this Winter Olympics. Milan is it's gonna host like the skating events, and Cortina is gonna host the skiing events. So, should be interesting here um, over the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Winter Olympics. I think should be a fun one. Um, you know, The only sport I'm really looking forward to is the hockey part. Mainly the men's side. The women's side, I don't really care, to be honest. I don't really watch women's hockey at all. I really don't care for like the PWHL. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the men's side of hockey. Because I watch men's hockey, um, and I'm excited to see the NHL players back in the Olympic Games for the first time since 2014. So this is the first time ever that I'm going to be seeing NHL players at the Olympics. Like, I didn't watch 2014. I was like 12 years old back when the last time that NHL players was at the Olympics. I was like 12 years old, and I just didn't realize that there was a Winter Olympics. I knew about the Olympics, um, but I did not knew there was a Winter Olympics. So, back then I was like mostly casual. I was like mostly a casual hockey fan. So, you know, but I've been like basically a hockey fan for like a decade now, and I really never seen best on best until last year when it comes to the Four Nation Face Off. I think the Four Nation Face Off was the first time ever I watched best on best hockey. Um, I didn't really watch the World Cup of Hockey back in 2016. But yeah, I'm excited to see NHL players back. I was really pissed off that they didn't win in 2018 and 2022 because, you know, it was a shame. It was a shame that they didn't win in 2018. Like they should have won in 2018, but I think the NHL was complaining about the ice and how, I don't know, but there was some disagreement with the IOC or something like that, that they couldn't even go in 2018, and then in 2022 they were gonna go, but they did not because of you know what. I'm not gonna say it here, but yeah, I was really disappointed when they announced that they were not going. It was just really just disappointing. Like it just. But now the NHL players are now back, and the NHL is gonna try to host international competition every 2 years. So the next one will be the World Cup of Hockey in 2028, and then the Olympic Games and in France in 2030. So I hope the NHL do these international events every 2 years, the Olympics and then the World Cup of Hockey in between Olympic years. So I'm excited to see NHL players back. It's been long overdue, man. And you know, there's some people that never seen NHL players in the Olympics for their entire lives, and now, it's been 12 years since the NHL last went to the Olympics, and um, and the younger NHL fans never really got to see them in the Olympics. So yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy to see them back, and should be fun. Should be a fun one, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the Olympic Games, and I'll be watching some hockey games for the men's side, and I might check out other events like maybe snowboarding, some skiing events and stuff like that. I might check those out if I have the chance, but I'm mainly gonna be focusing watching the hockey events since that's like my number one thing to watch in the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics. And then the number one thing I like to watch in the Summer Olympics is golf. I would check out basketball, baseball when they're in the Olympics, and maybe some other sports. But I think I'm mostly focusing more on the golf in the summer games. But yeah, but yeah, guys. I don't know if I have anything. I don't think I have anything else to say, but I'm hoping for a good one, and I looking forward to it here. So I think that's all I have, guys. So I thank you guys for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I see you guys later. Bye.